Hi students, this is Miss Angela and I'm going to be your hydropower expert. Hydropower is the renewable energy source that produces the most electricity in the United States. It accounted for 6% of the total U.S. electricity generation and 67% of the generation from renewables in 2008. Hydropower relies on the water cycle. Understanding the water cycle is important to understanding hydropower. In the water cycle, solar energy heats water on the surface, causing it to evaporate. This water vapor condenses into clouds and falls back onto the surfaces as precipitation. The water flows through rivers back into the ocean where it can evaporate and begin the cycle all over again. Mechanical energy is harnessed from moving water. The amount of available energy in moving water is determined by its flow or fall. Swiftly flowing water in a big river like the Columbia River carries a great deal of energy in its flow. Water descending rapidly from a very high point like Niagara Falls in New York also has lots of energy in its flow. So for you historians, the history of hydropower. Hydropower is one of the oldest sources of energy. It was used thousands of years ago to turn a paddle wheel for purposes such as grinding grain. Our nation's first industrial use of hydropower to generate electricity occurred in 1880 when 16 brush arc lamps were powered using water turbine at the Wolverine Chair Factory in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The first U.S. hydroelectric power plant opened on the Fox River near Appleton, Wisconsin on September 30th, 1882. Because the source of hydroelectric power is water, hydroelectric power plants must be located on a water source. Therefore, it wasn't until the technology to transmit electricity over long distances was developed that hydropower became widely used. Where is hydropower generated? Over half of U.S. hydroelectric capacity for electricity generation is concentrated in 3 states: Washington, California, and Oregon. Now, hydropower in the environment. This is for the con portion of your guys' research. Most dams in the United States were built mainly for flood control and supply of water for cities and irrigation. A small number of dams were built specifically for hydropower generation. While hydropower generators do not directly produce emissions of air pollutants, hydropower dams, reservoir, and the operation of generators can have environmental impacts. A dam to create a reservoir may obstruct migration of fish to their upstream spawning areas. And hydro turbines kill and injure some of the fish that pass through the turbines. The U.S. Department of Energy has sponsored research and development of turbines that can reduce fish deaths to less than 2% in comparison to fish kills of 5 to 10% for the best existing turbines. In the Columbia River, along the border of Oregon and Washington, salmon must swim upstream to their spawning grounds to reproduce, but the series of dams along the river gets in their way. Different approaches to fixing this problem have been used, including the construction of fish ladders that helps the salmon step up around the dam to their spawning grounds upstream. Now, aside from dams, we have other forces of hydropower, which is tidal power, tidal barrages, tidal fences, and the biggest power producer, wave power. Waves are caused by the wind blowing over the surface of the ocean. There is tremendous energy in the ocean waves. It's estimated that the total potential off the coast of the United States is 252 billion kilowatts a year, about 7% of the United States electricity consumption in 2008. The west coast of the United States and Europe and the coast of Japan and New Zealand are good sites for harnessing wave energy. One way to harness wave energy is to bend or focus the waves into a narrow channel, increasing their power and size. The waves can be channeled into a catch basin or used directly to spin turbines. Many more ways to capture wave energy are currently under development. Some of these devices being developed are placed underwater, anchored to the ocean floor, while others ride on top of the waves. The world's first commercial wave farm using one technology opened in 2008 at the Aquadora Wave Park in Portugal. So this is just a few facts about hydropower. Now it's your turn to go in there and research and get the most information for your presentation. Thank you.